The differences are massive in particular countries, and I think the three reasons, partly it's around political leadership on the issue, both at local levels and national level. Partly, of course, it's around financing and making sure that the money gets to the girls who need it most, and partly it's around actually knowing what works in some quite difficult contexts.
Issues of safety, particularly at puberty, the risk of rape, which is becoming very sort of heightened in the last couple of months, years, at least being reported to a much larger extent, the issue of acid attacks, the issue of religious conservatism and a backlash on girls and women. So I think broadly we can look at all of this under the category of violence. But
in terms of main priorities for girls, one is to start working with them directly and start giving them that information that they need to be empowered, understand how to negotiate these circumstances. The second is, I think there needs to be a larger investment by the government. Currently, our Right to Education Act only looks at a certain age group and it looks at only access, and the third is quality.
We have to work with the ministry, with other partners, to ensure that the school environment is improved. They have classrooms and materials, resources to teach, because when you talk to many teachers, that has also been a big challenge for them. So while we still are struggling with the literacy and numeracy rates being quite low, we need to really address the teacher's needs. We need to start with the teacher, and we need to address the teacher's motivation and remuneration.
It shouldn't be couched in other terminology. It shouldn't be kind of buried under other issues. It really needs to be out there as a, as a key challenge for the international community to achieve universal primary education, or MDG 2, by 2015.
The international community can maybe give tools, provide best practices, but the real changes need to come from the countries themselves.
We share responsibilities and harness our synergies, because there is no point in saying that you are committed and you do not take responsibility for making sure that this happens. There is also, we are mutually reinforcing in what we do. We carry out joint activities, joint ventures.
Last year I was in Uganda for a meeting, for example, and we saw great achievements of how the UNGEI partners are working together, including the Ministry of Education, which I think is very important. They take the lead in the UNGEI partnership.
Coming from an establishment of almost 13 years ago, remaining relevant, current, changing in mid-course, learning as we go along, bringing in new partners to reflect the current demands and needs of a partnership such as UNGEI. Remaining current is really a challenge, and making sure that we're appropriately resourced to do that.
We need everybody to kind of get behind a movement for girls' education and gender equality in education more broadly.